I would also
aujourd'hui a été lâchement et
like to
sauvagement
say
assassiné.
how much I'm thinking of this teacher today who was assassinated in a most cowardly way. I'm thinking of him, his family, and the family of the two other people who were wounded. This is just about 3 years, day for day, after the assassination of Samuel Paty, also a teacher. And here today, I would like to pay tribute to the extraordinary courage of the teachers, the school principals, the administrative staff of the schools, and the students themselves, as well as the elected officials who have come together today. The teacher actually saved a lot of lives by putting himself in between students and the attacker. The two other people who were attacked were also displayed a lot of bravery, as well as the director of the school. And I would like to say that all of our teachers are brave and have shown great courage and stamina over the past 3 years. All of the services for justice and law and order intervened quickly, as well as medical services. The police were here within 4 minutes of receiving the call. Thanks to their quick action and their professional manner, the police were able to prevent this situation from becoming even worse. So I would like to thank all of those who have intervened, as well as the judge who has taken on the case, and the Special Anti-Terrorism District Attorney will be taking on this case, and he will be making a statement in the coming hours about the investigation. The Minister of the Interior will also be speaking publicly this evening at 8 p.m. And we've seen that at least one other police intervention was able to stop an attack from taking place. We would like to pay tribute to the courage and the reactivity of our healthcare professionals. The emergency services arrived within a few minutes, as did the civil protection and the fire department. I hope that the two wounded people will survive thanks to the quick action of our healthcare teams, and there will be psychological support provided to the teachers and students who have been deeply shaken by this event. I would like to say that you all have the support of the French nation. We stand together, united, and the proof of this is what the school director did himself. He decided that the school will be open tomorrow. Students and teachers who wish to return to school tomorrow will be able to do so. We will not yield to terror. Nothing will divide us. We know that education and the transmission of education is very important as we fight against obscurantist thought. We will continue to support and protect our schools, as we do with permanent patrols, which was why the police were able to intervene so quickly. Let us remain united, as I said just yesterday, united and standing firm. Thank you.
That was French President Emmanuel Macron speaking in Arras, where earlier today a teacher was stabbed and killed inside a high school. A very solemn president there. He said that police arrived on the scene in just 4 minutes. Here joining me on set for more on this story is James Vecina, France 24 journalist who has been following the stabbing for us. James, what else can you tell us about how exactly this attack unfolded?
Well, the way it unfolded is late on in the morning, so around 11 a.m. is when the attacker entered the school, managing to get past then security. There would have been the security guard outside it, and whether it was him who was stabbed, we know that one was. Whether it was him or not, we don't know that just right now. But one security guard and another person were stabbed, with this professor also being stabbed to death. The fact that he could get through security does go together with the fact that he was, we're told, a former student to the school, which meant that he was able to roam around in as he did in the pictures that we saw. And he went into the school asking to look for one specific teacher, a history teacher. So whether how long before he'd planned to do this. This is reminiscent of a previous attack here in France. But the question is, yes, how long ago did he plan on carrying this attack out? Because he was known by police. He was part of the registry for people who were radicalized. And he'd been checked on by police just yesterday. And they'd given him the go-ahead. He was nothing clearly came out, nothing to them seemed suspicious. So the question, of course, is when did he decide to take part in this attack? Was it something that he organised by himself? He's been arrested, so have other members around his family, his brother and others. So we'll be finding out shortly more about how things were, how the attack was planned on his side. But as you can see from those images just there, he was going around tried to be stopped, members of staff trying to stop him, but there he is kicking one of them. But very frightening scenes to see that happening around in a schoolyard there, yeah.
And we just heard President Macron really emphasizing that terror cannot win in these situations.
Yeah, it's what he says, and that's, I think, the fact that the school has said itself that it's going to remain open tomorrow and that students will be able to go in if they want to. That goes in line with what the president is saying there. And the fact that also Emmanuel Macron mentioning that the police, it took them 4 minutes to arrive, well, you can imagine that was definitely a good response on that side. Whether it could have been shorter, who knows? But clearly when you see a man roaming around a school like that just so easily, it does make you very very worried. So we'll have to see what the man's connections, what the attacker's connections are, whether he planned this by himself. These are things that we'll find out over the time. But yes, the idea is to stay, to not let yourself, not France to be just suffer from these kind of attacks, just to stay upright and not bow down really to anything like this. Yeah.
And what more can you tell us about the killing of Samuel Paty that we heard Macron refer to?
So Samuel Paty was another teacher who we alluded to just earlier on, who was killed almost 3 years to the day. It was on the 16th of October 2020. Now, a sad commemoration, of course, was planned in schools across France, as happens every year from his after his death. Well, to commemorate the 3 years since his death, that is upcoming on Monday. But the fact that this happens once again on a Friday this way, just around the date of of Samuel Paty's death, does make you wonder how many connections are there between this? How was this thought in advance? Because there's just a lot of coincidences arising here.
Another shocking attack targeting an educator in France. James, thank you.